Alrighty, hello and welcome everybody to tonight's fantastic dinosaur action after April Fools. That was a very good time. Golgari Skeletons, another April Fools in the books. The next one, we can start counting down, of course, but tonight, continuing the countdown towards Outlaws of Thunder Junction, getting the Vaultborn Tyrant. Oh, it's like the best Christmas present ever. And I can't wait. But tonight I'm trying an old favorite, I guess, a sort of classic favorite at this point, Ancient Imperiosaur, in place of Vaultborn Tyrant. Seeing how it feels. Of course, they are very different dinosaurs and very different creatures, but kind of a bit of a stretch, which I'll get into. They're sort of similar, I guess. At the very least, they are dinosaurs. They both cost 7. So they're even that way, but if I can resize myself, okay, that's probably good, good enough. Alrighty, Ancient Imperiosaur. Why does it make sense? Usually this would be featured in a deck with a lot of little tokens, 1/1s, 2/2s, you tap, well, however many you need to make this guy dirt cheap or completely free. Then it enters the battlefield absolutely massive, hopefully with haste. Of course, with a dinosaur deck, usually that can be the case with Palani's Hatcher or Regisaur Alpha. But Ancient Imperiosaur, you might not think this makes sense in a deck focusing on Ghalta, Stampede Tyrant as the best thing you can do, putting all creatures from my hand onto the battlefield. If Ancient Imperiosaur is put onto the battlefield, it is only a 6/6. That doesn't feel too good. However, you just make Ancient Imperiosaur not put on the battlefield with Ghalta. You put everything except this, and then before you go to combat, you convoke a whole bunch of creatures. Hopefully that's going to be both dinosaur egg tokens that Palani has made. You can tap them, and then one of them gets cracked at combat, turns into a 3/3. Very, very lovely stuff. I kind of used Ancient Imperiosaur back when Palani's Hatcher was released a little bit there. But it's always nice to revisit that potential. Tap the eggs, you get one as a 3/3, which you can also attack with that turn. You could convoke Palani's Hatcher as well. Maybe you don't want to attack with Ghalta, Stampede Tyrant, something like that. But I'm just thinking, I'm picturing there is going to be some scenarios where we can barf everything with Ghalta. We can get Ancient Imperiosaur down by convoking a bunch of creatures that I may not have wanted to attack with. Possibly the opponent has a bunch of 4/4 creatures. I wouldn't want to attack with Palani's Hatcher. I want to preserve the haste potential. I don't want to attack with any of the 3/3 dinosaurs because they wouldn't punch through that 4/4. So possibly I might as well just use up all that stuff, get this down as a 14, 16, maybe an 18, 18. However, we could also have Xenagos, which is a creature in our hand. Ghalta can put Xenagos onto the battlefield with that batch of creatures. And then after I convoke everybody, Xenagos might be one of the creatures that convokes to help pay for Ancient Imperiosaur. Then it gets massive, and Xenagos doubles Ancient Imperiosaur. It could be attacking as a 28-28, a 32-32. Deadly right there. That might just be enough to finish off the opponent as well. But perhaps the opponent wants to take out my only Palani's Hatcher. I have a Palani's Hatcher put out, plus the 2 dinosaur eggs, plus Xenagos, plus Ghalta. Maybe I have a few other creatures or a few other lands left over that I can tap to finish off Ancient Imperiosaur. But tapping all those creatures, the opponent goes to kill Palani's Hatcher. Ooh, it doesn't matter. I'm not able to attack with everybody, but I still would have Xenagos, doubling the Imperiosaur, possibly being lethal right there. So another avenue of being absolutely you-know-what.
Ruthless aggression!
Extra ruthless with this. And the new kind of recent addition, I know some of you guys have been trying the Prosperous Innkeeper, talking about it today a little bit in the Discord, which if you're not joined in the Discord, definitely do that. Link as always is in the description. But Prosperous Innkeeper gaining some life, you know, there's lots of creatures. multiple cards in this deck are multiple bodies in one, which is pretty good for this effect. But it makes a treasure and it's a creature itself with this. So this one card helps to cast Ancient Imperiosaur by 2, which is pretty fantastic. That scenario might not happen too much. Let's pretend I'm able to do Castle Garenbrig's ability. Oh, very nice. I've got Sunken Citadel, a forest, plus the treasure from the Innkeeper. But then I do its ability to make 6. The Innkeeper taps itself to help pay for the 7th mana of Imperiosaur. We get it down as an 8/8. Is that great? Well, I mean, it's not nothing. It's worth mentioning, but I don't see that scenario happening too often. I'd probably want to wait, preserve the one-time use treasure from the Innkeeper here to maybe help cast Ghalta, Stampede Tyrant, or something like that. Otherwise, everything seems to be going good. Extinction Event continues to perform. If the opponent has a lot of creatures, you cast this, and then they go away. Do they have hexproof? It doesn't matter. Do they have indestructible? It doesn't matter. Perfect. Pretty straightforward, simple. They got creatures, now they don't. Hopefully they don't have a pretty even spread of odd and even, but otherwise. And Tear Asunder, do they have one creature or planeswalker or enchantment or artifact that you need to go away? Maybe their entire strategy hinges on one thing, and then you can just exile it at instant speed for 4. That's a pretty fantastic catch-all. Amalia? No. Quintorius Canned? No. Any number of things. Torpor Orb, which is coming in Outlaws of Thunder Junction. So we've got this to exile the Torpor Orb, the nasty artifact, stopping creatures from triggering abilities when they enter the battlefield. Doesn't happen. And Archdruid's Charm as well. 8 things to get rid of the Torpor Orb. I think that's going to be enough. I probably want roughly about 8 to deal with that fantastic artifact that is that's coming. Ooh, scary stuff. Hornet Queen as well. I don't find myself bringing it in too much, but we'll see. It certainly does the trick against flying creatures. And Thrashing Brontodon, 3 copies of this. I have artifact and enchantment hate. I don't feel I really need Back to Nature. It's kind of a flex spot. It could be some graveyard hate, but then again, I don't really care too much about any common graveyard decks. Izzet Phoenix being, I guess, kind of the main one. Doesn't matter. Often enough, I find I beat up Izzet Phoenix pretty easily. Greasefang, that shouldn't be much of a problem. Tear Asunder would exile the giant vehicle that Greasefang cheats out, and it never comes back. And 2 Hornet and 2 Ripjaw. Oh, that would be pretty interesting stuff, huh? I'm thinking I still may not want to bother too much with Ripjaw. I have to pay the 4 mana and it lands and something has to happen to it. It has to be dealt damage to get that card draw. Maybe it's a little bit too much of a hoop to jump through. Perhaps. I would love and certainly recommend Ripjaw if you have a list with Marauding Raptor. Reckless Rage is absolutely fantastic. 1 red, 2 damage to a creature you control. Hopefully that's Ripjaw. And then 4 damage to a creature an opponent controls. Instant speed. Lovely. I think, yeah, if I could package more stuff naturally in the list to increase the chances of Ripjaw being dealt damage to draw a card, I think I'd feel better. But at the moment, not so much. I might as well probably just have all the Hornet Queens, perhaps. Oh yes, absolutely. You get that Ripjaw down, the opponent is not going to be attacking in with all of their little creatures, I would think. 100%. Oh, Extinction Event would slow them down. Would slow down a lot of stuff, especially token decks. I mean, you could have a regular sweeper, but Extinction Event also being able to hit any of the big stuff. Shieldred, whew. And I like to highlight against the Vampire matchup. If you face Shieldred the Apocalypse, they might also have the Blood Tithe Harvester. That's also an even mana value. So Sheoldred, Archfiend of the Dross, lots of stuff. The Goblin token is an even mana value, so that's also quite nice indeed. Quite nice, but Ripjaw, maybe. Yeah, I could see myself just trimming Thrashing Brontodon, maybe. Keep in all those Hornet Queens, take this guy out, maybe take out one Hornet Queen, so I have 4 Ripjaws to come in if and when I do face those aggressive decks, potentially. Possibly. There are 2 of them, which is quite nice. I was over the moon when we got Giant Cindermaw. Actually, we can go on a bit of a tangent. I always love going on dinosaur tangents, talking about some of your guys' questions. Giant Cindermaw, lovely stuff. For the most part, I would only use Giant Cindermaw. I learned pretty quickly when Lost Caverns of Ixalan came out. Palani's Hatcher, technically 4 creatures in one. Palani itself, plus the 2 eggs, and then it cracks an egg, makes a 3/3 in one turn. That's 4 creatures entering, and that is very painful with Rampaging Ferocidon. Pinging whenever a creature enters the battlefield, dealing 1 damage to its controller. I've killed myself, and I've locked myself out of, winning or playing anybody. But if it was any other variation different than this dinosaur deck, well, I think I would always use Palani's Hatcher, so maybe I would continue to shy away from this. But for the most part, Giant Cindermaw. Nah, not so much. If it was only Regis or Alpha, certainly. But things did change quite a bit when we got the lovely 5th to 5, 6, 7, 8. The 5th to 8th copy of Haste for Other Dinosaurs. Lovely to have that. Now, there's lots to consider. Try and do different stuff. You might realize, it doesn't quite work. Maybe you have a couple strings of bad matches or games and you think it's absolutely terrible, but you want to see it in as many scenarios as possible. Whatever deck you're playing it, of course. Applies to everything. But also, I want to mention the Surak and Goreclaw and the Xenagos, which I saw. And I talked about the 9th to 10th way. Just more ways to give haste to either one specific creature, or in Surak and Goreclaw's case, haste to every creature. A little bit more redundancy for that to keep up the ruthless aggression. Also 13 minutes, my goodness. It's been a while since I've went past 10 minutes, but that's good. We could talk about any specific dinosaur. Why do you like Rampaging? Why do you like Giant Cindermaw? Do you hate life gain so much that you would want to use both Rampaging Ferocidon and Giant Cindermaw? Perhaps. There has been times when Celestia Angels and, Amalia Explorer are pretty popular, and it's painful stuff, but this hand would not be super painful. Very reasonable, lovely to see my 1 of Restless Cottage. I thought, why not? I need my sources of black for Extinction Event, Tear Asunder if I kick it. I thought, I should do it in a man land that has some utility. When it attacks, recreate a food token and exile up to 1 card from a graveyard. Feels good. Maybe this is Dinosaurs. Maybe not. And the Sunken Citadel, folks, this opponent is possibly dead. They're possibly dead. Okay. When you see a hand with 2 lands, one of them Castle, and multiple Sylvan Scryings, you know you're guaranteed as long as there's no Thought Seizes. Labyrinth Raptor, yeah. I do wish it was. I'm a little bit sad that it's not. That would be quite lovely stuff. I think there is a good Rakdos Dinos list that could have some potential. I've tried it quite a few times, but nothing really stuck. Got to be another Palani's Hatcher just again to have that haste redundancy. Now they have to kill me in 1 turn. Are they going to do that? I don't think so. Gruul vehicles, that's not what they do. Not happening.
Coin
ambulance! Call an ambulance! But not for me.
Oh man, that's a pretty good card. Now you die. Aw, shucks. Not grinding it out here, buddy. Ooh. Oh, pretty good. Pretty good. Too slow.
You won! You did it!
Oh, absolutely. Punk Monk 100%. And it's been nice. I have a pretty wide perspective, playing all kinds of different variations. Some certainly wackier than others, but big time. It's the one that speaks to me the most. It might not speak to some of you guys. You like a more classic variation with the Mana Dorks. You get the turn 2 Pugnacious Hammer Skull. You got your Ripjaw Raptors, of course, and all the classics. But definitely, for me, and I think some of you guys, maybe it's your favorite. Certainly when you have the potential to do that, it is pretty darn addictive. You just don't care what the opponent does, and you get there, and as long as they haven't killed you by a certain point, you kill them on that turn often enough, and it's hard to go back to the different variations, even though this would lose to the faster variation of Dinosaurs. This is too addictive to step away from. However, Gruul boats, vehicles, we saw a dragon, Commander Crane. You like dragons, huh? Wow, we're going to be bringing in, you know what, the Hornet Queen. Ancient Imperiosaur, kind of the filler card. If I need something specific from the sideboard, take that out, Hornet Queen in, and we should be good. Maybe Terra Sunder as well. You know what, let's do Terra Sunder. I want to take out those vehicles, take out the Crowan War. Steals one of our creatures, very, very painful stuff. Quartzwood Crasher, though, pretty good, pretty good. It could be a little bit slow, but with 4 Palani's Hatcher and 4 Regisaur Alpha, oh. Well, that's a way to start. Oh. Okay. Yeah, I guess we have a little bit of time, a lull. We'll get into the next match in a second, but Ghalta Aftershocks, yeah. Quartzwood Crasher, pretty fantastic. 2 and a green and 2 red, I believe. 6/6 trample, so 5 total for a 6/6 trample. Pretty good, and if that often has haste, very, very good. Lots of creatures have trample, but I have to imagine Quartzwood Crasher, maybe for this list, wouldn't quite be needed. If I'm barfing and dumping everything, big creatures all in one to kill them. If the opponent is dead anyways, the effect of Quartzwood, making a dinosaur beast equal to the amount of trample damage if the opponent is dead, it doesn't matter. I don't even think it makes the token, but grinding it out, attacking a big thing. Oh, interesting. It's hard to say. Maybe not necessary. Maybe it's not the right fit, but also Quartzwood Crasher needing multiple red. A little bit difficult. I would rather, again, have some creature that cost a total of 6 and only needed green, because I can see some scenarios where I would get to turn 4, again, get to activating Castle Garenbrig, but I wouldn't be able to play Quartzwood Crasher because it does have that red requirement. That would be awkward a bit. Yeah. Something to think about, but Professor Everything, hopefully all is going well with you, crushing them, starting off fantastically. Hopefully it is a sign of things to come tonight. And Ancient Imperiosaur, it's a big thing, not exactly needed, but Vaultborn Tyrant, which is what Ancient Imperiosaur would be. Drawing a bunch of cards, gaining a bunch of life. We don't have to convoke anything, and Vaultborn Tyrant is 2 bigger than Ancient Imperiosaur, so I like that. Big time. Okay. Maybe the algorithm is going to have a hard time finding an opponent after that. Thrashing. A cup or a cereal bowl. That is... Here, let's make my camera a little bit bigger. That is a cup of coffee. A big cup of coffee. Good cup of coffee from this morning, so it's old. Sugar Skull. I faced Sugar Skull before. I believe oftentimes Sugar Skull is playing mono black Waste Not. That's going to be a little problematic. Possibly bring in Terra Sunder to exile Waste Not, if that is what it is. Yeah. It could be a bowl of Frosties. I do have Frosted Flakes, I think, in our cupboard. My daughter loves Frosted Flakes. I don't love how much energy she gets from them, and it doesn't seem like she crashes. They say they crash. No, it's just all energy all the time. It's good. It's good, though. Hopefully. Oh, what do we got going on here? Sugar Skull is... I think this is Auras. I'm pretty sure Sugar Skull was playing Auras, if I remember correctly. Maybe that was it. We do have Tony the Tiger, yes. Oh, I almost used the treasure for Commune. No, no, no. That was close. We want to preserve it until we get to the point of barfing big things. Now. Okay, Cavern of Souls, very nice, but again, Commune to dig for a Castle Garenbrig. Oh boy. Oh boy. Now the question becomes, I can use that treasure to get Sunken 6. Oh yeah. Oh, I might do that. Okay. They might be dead next turn. If they tap out for any amount of mana and we're able to go Archdruids, that could be it. A stuffed toy? Oh, I never had a stuffed Tony the Tiger. But I do love Frosted Flakes. They must have a counterspell. Well, we're about to find out. I would expect a counterspell is coming up, sadly. We still would get the... Oh, okay. What's going on here? Oh boy, strap yourselves in. This is about to get deadly. Dinosaur. Ghalta. Dead. I hope. Oh. Yeah, it still has the red sash and bandana, all that lovely stuff. Hopefully we got them. They only have 3 mana, so I think we should be safe there. Great. I could do a pretty good voice like that, I would imagine. A low voice, kind of like a tiger growl. A new clip, yes. Dinosaurs are great, and they're pretty sweet, just like Frosted Flakes. I bet they have some sort of removal for Palani's Hatcher. Instant speed, stopping everybody from getting haste. I'd be surprised if that didn't happen. A get lost, 1 in a white, that'd be painful. That's not great. I could do different variations. Yeah, get hashtag pre-recorded. There you go. Now I don't expect, well, I could expect a sweeper coming up. Hopefully it doesn't happen. And that's why you have multiple things giving everything haste. You have to do it. Don't, at the very least, for Regisaur, for Palani's Hatcher. It does slow down the inevitable. Yeah. But also the funny thing. What can I count? Yeah. We'll make everything bigger. Because I want to make everything bigger. See if I draw a card. 14. We killed him. I don't know. I could have forced it to be a little bit better. Archdruid's Charm. Tap the forest, a Sunken in a castle. Searching for a Carnage Tyrant, which I could have played, but I couldn't have played a Regisaur Alpha. Unfortunately. I would have had 1 Sunken left, plus another castle. Both castles. Something like that. Either way, we got the job done. It looks like Bant, white, blue, and green, beanstalk, control something. Ancient Imperiosaur, maybe not. I think Terra Sunder could be quite fantastic. I'm scared about enchantment potential. Leyline binding is a very real possibility. But yes, oftentimes it does slow down the inevitable, but maybe they know what's going to happen. They're wise. They wait for me to barf everything. Then they take out my only Palani's Hatcher or Regisaur Alpha. I don't get to attack with anybody. And then the following turn they sweep with Supreme Verdict, unfortunately. But this hand, lovely. 3 lands, Sylvan, Prosperous Innkeeper. Quite reasonable. I'll take it. I just wish I knew what exactly the opponent was doing. Huh. I guess your guys' guess is as good as mine. Would they have a counterspell? Probably. Yeah, I guess. Yeah. You know what? Let's try for the Prosperous Innkeeper. See if that draws out a counterspell. Okay. We gain some information. Either it was countered or it wasn't. Now we're ahead, a little bit closer with that treasure. And oh, okay. Cinderclasm. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Well, you know what we have to search for? Has to be that Castle Garenbrig. Big time. Commune with Dinosaurs, too. Look for a sunken. Oh, we got a Sunken Citadel. Things are going downhill. Big time. I would imagine the other commune is able to find Ghalta Stampede Tyrant. I wish Apex Altasaur was legal. Hopefully it's legal. Crossing my fingers. But this looks good. As long as commune does not find Ghalta Stampede Tyrant. Well, that would have been nice, but well, we'll get there. Lots of treasures. Ghalta Stampede Tyrant has to be coming up. But Apex Altasaur, whenever it's dealt damage, it fights target creature an opponent controls, which it's then dealt damage again. Chaining, a lot of fighting and a lot of removal. Colossodactyl, I think, actually is pretty fantastic, and sometimes Colossodactyl is better than Shifting Ceratops. It has, oh, I see what it is. Terror of the Peaks. 4-color Terror of the Peaks. Shenanigans. Okay. I see what's going on. Huh. Well. Tyrranax Rex. Where's Ghalta Stampede Tyrant when you need it? So close. But going back to the Colossodactyl point. Colossodactyl and Shifting Ceratops cost the exact same, which is quite nice. But Colossodactyl has the reach and the trample. You don't have to invest a green, 2 green, like you would with Shifting to give it reach and trample. And if you have Cavern of Souls, there's a very good chance that Colossodactyl would just not be able to be countered. Kind of similar to, Gruff Triplets. Well, that should do the trick. 3, 6, 9, 5. We should be dead. Exactly lethal, unfortunately. Close but no cigar. Okay, Terror of the Peaks. Let me think. But yeah, I think in some cases, Colossodactyl better than Shifting. Do I like Hornet Queen? Not so much. We know exactly what this deck is. Archdruid's Charm, something to take out Terror of the Peaks would be good, which could just be that Terra Sunder. It's a very real possibility. I kind of like Terra Sunder for that. Extinction Event could be kind of good as well, maybe. Terror of the Peaks is an odd mana value. Iron Craig Pyromancer, also an odd mana value. We'll leave it like that. Just unfortunate we didn't see that Ghalta Stampede Tyrant when we were hoping to. There was a very good possibility we should have seen it by that point, but it's not a 0% chance to not see it. I don't really like that. If I had 2 lands and one of them was Sunken Citadel, I'd definitely feel quite a bit more comfortable. Speaking of comfortable, pretty much perfect right there. Archdruid's charm possibly being used to get Ghalta Stampede Tyrant. Cavern of Souls, they don't really have counter spells. You know what? I'm going to do it. We need 3 green sources for Archdruids anyways. At the moment, we're looking at, well, all the mana we need. Possibly. Sylvan to grab a Sunken, Archdruids to grab the second Sunken. Okay, I like that. Nah, we have to go with Castle. We have to grab Sunken Citadel this turn for next turn. We want to have the castles and the Sunkens out as soon and often as possible. Okay, that's also pretty good. Sylvan's Crying, 100% grab another Sunken. Next turn, the second Sunken is our land for the turn. Then we have that out in the Castle Garenbrig. Hopefully it works. I think there's a good chance of that happening. Oh my goodness. There you go. That's why you have 4 copies. All right, spend some of your mana and watch yourself die. We'll grab probably another Regis or Alpha. Duplicate Hastiness. Spend that mana. Oh, they got 1 left. Okay. I would imagine that's maybe it. Hopefully. They do possibly have 1 white for Leyline Binding. No, Leyline Binding, they can't do that. Do I like Surak and Gorkla? I kind of like Surak and Gorkla. Everybody bigger. Xenagos. Let's do the Xenagos, yeah. Yes, very Christmassy. Eats chocolate. Oh my goodness. There you go. See you later. Woo! Pack a punch. Gain some life. Yeah, I was just looking through, had a shower. I felt, I'm gonna put my Christmas shirt on. Get them good. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Also have Christmas pants on, which you guys can't see, but it's very comfortable stuff for about 3-4 years as a present to my in-laws and brother-in-law, sister-in-law, that sort of thing. My wife would get matching Christmas PJs. We have about 4 or 5 pairs, and once we got enough of that, we stopped it, but it was always fun opening all the Christmas PJs, kind of like a surprise because we didn't show anybody the designs, and I always like that. Now I just wear them just cause they're comfortable, and fortunately we got the job done. Whew. Extra good seeing that Ghalta just naturally, and I would want to see it as naturally and as often as possible. You never want to run into the scenario where you lose because you don't see one specific thing. You know, if you saw Ghalta Stampede Tyrant, you would have won 100%. That still happens sometimes, but I want to reduce that possibility as much as I can. This hand's certainly better than 2 Cavern of Souls. A Sunken, perfect. Send Ancient Imperiosaur to the bottom. It's kind of the least impactful thing there. Pretty much least impactful. Yeah. Sylvan to grab a Castle Garenbrig. Should be a very good possibility that we get to Carnage Tyrant. Also if we get an Archdruid's Charm, should be in a very good position. Cavern of Souls, well, yeah. And we need a castle. Turn 4 Carnage, turn 5 Palani's Hatcher. That's where it's at. I hope. It looks like there's shenanigans up this. Oh, okay, yeah. Maybe they have Sheoldred's Edict. You better have 2 Sheoldred's Edicts. They don't have Sheoldred's Edict. I like it. Nope, can't target that. Surprise.
Good Lord, what is happening in there?
You can kind of see them mousing over Carnage Tyrant. They're scratching their head, looking at the lands. They moused over Sunken Citadel, and now they're looking at the forest and castle. They're thinking, oh, is this a glitch? Is this a hacker? How is this possible? It's pretty cool. Okay. I like to play a thing as early as possible that they can't target, and if they're any bit behind. That doesn't happen too often. Don't expect that to happen often, but if you can mostly somewhat decide a game, you might as well do it as quick as possible with something like that. Okay. But again, what could it be? We have Beseech the Mirror, I don't know. It could be a lot of anything. Tokens, artifacts, aristocrats, sacrificing little creatures to gain some sort of benefit. The normal Goreclaw. Okay. I must say, I do like the normal Goreclaw as well. Cost reduction. Creatures you control with power 4 or greater. Cost 2 less. That is very nice. I like cost reduction more than just straight up tapping for a mana, because cost reduction you could technically tap for 4 or 6 mana. If you're playing multiple creatures that were reduced, it's like Goreclaw helped to pay 2 for the first, the second, the third. Very, very valuable. Big time. The trample and the +1 as well. Okay. I've seen a lot of shenanigans, land, sacking, infinite mana, and possibly insidious roots, getting plants back from the graveyard. The plants can tap for mana, or tokens can tap for mana. Also a very real possibility, but I think they're going to have some amount of creatures, so Ancient Imperiosaur out, Extinction Event in. Naturally, there's still lots of trampling creatures. I don't have to worry too much about anything small that the opponent might have. It would be nice, and I have always loved that in the past when I've used Goreclaw, the original Goreclaw, powering up that sometimes big Marauding Raptor. It's never a fun time when a big Marauding Raptor gets blocked. It could be 10 power. You don't often get to see it 10 power, but mulligan. Oh, okay, I guess it's a little bit worse. Should have kept that first hand. Okay. I think that kind of got better. The question becomes, Carnage Tyrant was scary enough for this opponent. They did stumble in the land department the previous game, but I will play it safe. I have to send 2 to the bottom. Certainly not sending any of the lands, but yeah, I think that could do the trick. Couple mulligans from the opponent. Oh, down to 3. Ouch. Prosperous Innkeeper, very nice. If we see a Castle Garenbrig at any point, we'll get to Ghalta Stampede Tyrant. 2 Sunkens plus Castle, lovely. What are they doing? I don't know. Interesting. Oh, Scheming Symmetry. I actually mentioned this card just a couple days ago in the Discord as a way to search for a specific card. We don't put it into our hand, we just put it on top, but Castle Garenbrig, where are you at? Perfect. I like it. Interesting. Maybe the opponent just wants to see what my deck's all about. I don't know. I'll take it. Gotta play it out to win. Huh. I'll tap 3 lands and get the good guy. Oof. Play Regis or Alpha. Let's see what happens. Gain a bunch of life. Let's go. Maybe they just like seeing dinosaurs. Okay. They just like seeing dinosaurs because it's a little bit of an uncommon deck, perhaps. Could be a very real possibility. Yeah, certainly seems like Ancient Imperiosaur kind of unnecessary. Well, not really unnecessary. It's a big creature, has good potential, but you can imagine it's not like it brings something to the deck. Vaultborn Tyrant brings absolutely everything, a perfect package that I could want. The best. And Cut, how's it going? Hopefully all is well. Hasn't been so well for a couple opponents tonight. We have gotten fortunate, but yeah, going well, popping off quite nicely. Definitely, I must admit, having Sylvan Scrying in plus Archdruid's Charm, just packaging that, I certainly noticed the difference of not having Sylvan Scrying in, grabbing the specific land I need. I used it for quite some time, and then I didn't use Sylvan Scrying for a couple days there. I noticed it big time. Was not fun. Yeah, not fun. Do I have all 4 Sylvan Scrying and all 4 Archdruid's Charm? Trim some? We'll see. But again, Sylvan Scrying would have been anything else. Well, I wouldn't have wanted anything, other than Sylvan Scrying. Oh, okay. I like the looks of this. Oh, okay. I forgot I saw it's on top. I thought I had drawn one and didn't, but hey. Hopefully it's not Quintorius canned. I did face one of those. Okay, also stumbling a bit. Okay, no counter spell. That's looking pretty good. Carnage Tyrant next turn. Lovely stuff. Yeah. Jeskai. No, not Jeskai. I don't know. I feel it might be Quintorius. Okay. What is going on? Thank you. Algorithm. Of course, it's just variants. I have had very painful nights before. Recently. And sometimes we're on the receiving end and sometimes the opponent is. But if it is Quintorius canned, Ancient Imperiosaur out, Tear Asunder in, because as long as we get to 4 mana, one of those being black, instant speed, we exile Quintorius canned after it goes with its -3 to discover 4, possibly starting that discover chain, but yeah, that's my bet. Leyline Binding, I would imagine, is also maybe somewhere in the mixture. Who knows? But 2 opponents back to back getting kind of similarly mana screwed. That hasn't happened in quite some time. And 15 consecutive viewers, almost breaking the all-time record. This is pretty much an all-time record here, seeing 4 Regisaur Alphas. I almost want to take a screenshot. Well, I guess I have the video file after this, but oh, okay. It had to go bad at some point until it got pretty good. Now the question becomes, Prosperous Innkeeper, both Tyrranax Rexes. I want to keep one Tyrranax Rex. The least important thing of the cheap plays, I believe, is that Prosperous Innkeeper, so send that to the bottom. Sylvan Scrying to grab the Sunken, Archdruid's Charm to grab the second Sunken, and we should be in a pretty good position. Now we'll see. Cultivate. Maybe it is Quintorius. Well, at the very least, hopefully they don't go with that, and hopefully I get the you-know-what, Tear Asunder. Name was on the tip of my tongue. But if they have Quintorius, they could be going with that coming up this turn. Get that concede button ready. Oh, okay, so it is Enigmatic Incarnation. Very interesting stuff. Yeah. Do I search? No, I have to search for a land. Archdruid's Charm searches for the second Sunken. Technically, I could take the risk. Archdruid's to search for Ghalta Stampede Tyrant, hoping that I draw a land for the turn. Next turn. Paulo, how's it going? Hopefully all is well with you. It's going pretty good for me, but Archdruid's Charm actually, you know, we have to take out Leyline Binding before the triggers of Enigmatic. 100% has to happen. Cry yourself to sleep. With Enigmatic Incarnation, at the end of the turn, one of those would have sacrificed Leyline Binding. Has a mana value of 6. They would have searched for any creature with a mana value of 7. Put it onto the battlefield. So hopefully that bought us some time. Enough time. I just didn't want them to get a creature with a mana value of 7, pretty much. Hopefully I could draw Ghalta Stampede Tyrant next turn. Ooh, Kenrith as well. Not so great. Well, certainly Castle Garenbrig. Interesting. I mean, we can take out Golos. Do they have enough mana to do Golos' ability? Total of 7. 1, 2. Yeah. No Golos. Goodbye. Exiled. Done. Possibly, but I thought it was just too much of a worry. They had 7, their lands tapped for mana of any color, so we might just be dead. Sadly, we've had to use the Archdruid's Charms for trying to slow them down, but it doesn't seem like that's really slowed them down. It's just 5 color Niv Mizzet. Good stuff. Good stuff. Tyrranax Rex does not do the trick, unfortunately. Nuts. Darn. Lots of good stuff from that opponent. Basically all the best spells in certain color combinations. Niv Mizzet Reborn, when it enters the battlefield, they reveal the top 10. 10. That's a lot. For each color pair, black and red and blue and red and all of that. That's exactly those colors. They can choose a card from among them and put all those cards into their hand. So various color combinations of sweepers and painful stuff. But definitely tear asunder. That's going to be nice. Exiling enchantments. Thrashing Brontodon. I think so. Trim those innkeepers. Even though that treasure could be good, the enchantment destruction, I think, with Thrashing Brontodon might be a little bit more valuable. Perfect hand. 100%. Keeping that. That's all the mana I need. Right there. 2 Sunken Citadels. Castle. 6, 7, 8. Eventually 8. Hopefully I don't draw any more lands. Possibly a land that enters the battlefield untapped. Oh. Okay, well, I guess I'll keep a... Well, I could have... No. We'll do that. Whew. Okay. Good stuff. Well, Sylvan's trying to grab the other Sunken. Have that be our land for the turn. And then next turn. Turn 4. Potentially 7. Do I want to play Surak and Goreclaw? I do not, because they do have the potential of late. Oh, okay, now they're dead. Almost dead. Let me think. No, it's got to be Restless Cottage. Restless Cottage always enters the battlefield tapped. Castle Garenbrig does not, because the all-important Underground Mortuary is a forest type. We have 3 left over for Archdruids. As long as they do some mana, the thing, they die. Oh, no. Oh, they double. What's going on? Did they? No, they yeah. They conceded quickly the first game. Didn't happen. It's odd. It seems a little bit strange for an opponent to be mana screwed twice in a match. Huh. I don't know. We were about to kill him. 100%. I would imagine this deck doesn't have counter spells. It is focused on those enchantments and getting lovely creatures, but that was good. I almost messed that up. I almost went Castle Garenbrig. I could have made 7. Archdruid's grabbing Ghalta for the next turn, but my only land for the turn potentially would have been Restless Cottage, which enters tapped. So as long as I go Restless Cottage, lovely, lovely. I still had the 3 for the Archdruids. Castle entering untapped, very, very important. Have as many forests as possible to make sense. If you don't, you run into scenarios where Castle Garenbrig doesn't enter untapped. You're kicking yourself, because you could rework the mana base a little bit. Underground Mortuary, 100%. I need the Sources of Black for Extinction Event and Terra Sunder, so that's perfect. Surveil, getting me a little bit closer, potentially, to something good. But a very interesting night, nonetheless. At least one more match here. Squeeze it in. Yeah, that's going to be good. I don't know how long I'm going to go tomorrow night. Maybe not at all. We'll see. My daughter is having her little friend a sleepover. We're having somebody stay over tomorrow night, so it's one extra kid, and well, who knows how that's gonna go. You never know. Might be a 30-minute stream. Might be a 20-minute stream. There was that one night where my daughter interrupted me pretty much right when I started, and I only think I got one match done. Well, it's all good. Speaking of all good, right as I said it, I get a Castle Garenbrig. We should be set. No more forests, though. Oh, are you kidding? Are you kidding? Sometimes you just get exactly what you need. Yeah, Castle Garenbrig, Commune. Might as well get that Palani's Hatcher. Start to get the hastiness that I need. Hopefully it's no Thoughtseize, Scorpion. Hopefully you didn't just jinx it, because we're going to be losing. Okay, we're not losing anybody yet. Good. Oh, no, okay. You goofed up a bit. All right. Yeah, we haven't seen a Thoughtseize. That's good. Play Sheoldred for 4. Do it and die. I dare ya. Liliana of the Veil. Ooh, pretty good. It's pretty cool to know that it's good game. I haven't played any creatures yet. Make me discard a forest. Oh, shoot. Man, that's pretty cool. Well, I almost discarded Archdruid's Charm. Phew. Okay. Second Sunken coming up. Lethal. Deadly. Watch them scoop and not want to play the second game. Well, that's alright. There you go. That's what it's all about. Kill him. One turn. And attack with the egg to send a message. Always want to attack with the egg to send that message. Phew. I almost didn't get it done. I just assumed we were going to do it. But Ancient Imperiosaur. Imagine that. Ancient Imperiosaur, if it was the Vaultborn Tyrant, which it would have been. I didn't have enough to convoke it. I couldn't have played it, so I just naturally had to have it enter the battlefield as a 6/6 trample. That's not so good. The execution, Matthias, yes, absolutely. Perfectly executed. Fortunately, there was no jinx. I'm pretty darn certain the opponent is going to be thought seizing us coming up. But yeah, it is unfortunate, Matthias, when I don't get to convoke the eggs to make Imperiosaur bigger. Only a 6/6 trample haste where the Vaultborn Tyrant would have been entering. I would have drawn one from the Vaultborn itself, one from Palani's Hatcher, gaining 6 life, drawing 2 cards, and dealing 2 more damage because the Vaultborn is an 8/8, so 100%. This is a perfect example of how that new edition would be better. Keep it the same? I don't know. Their thoughts, yeah, it should just be a natural thing with dinosaurs, or there should be maybe a blue dinosaur, because dinosaurs can be any color, which is quite nice. A blue dinosaur where you can't be forced to discard a card, something like that, maybe. Oh, okay. Pretty much perfect, I would imagine. The lovely innkeeper, as always. One sunken. Okay. Underground mortuary. If you have a choice between Sunken Citadel and Underground mortuary, eventually, at some point, you're going to be playing Castle Garenbrig. You might as well have Underground mortuary as your first land. Certainly surveilling, we need that forest. We got to get the 3rd source of green for Archdruid's charm. Do I want? No. I'm not going Prosperous Innkeeper. I wouldn't be using the treasure anyways for Archdruids. The forest can enter next turn, or the Sylvan can grab a Sunken. That might be better. Maybe. Preserve Archdruid's charm, if at all possible. And we'll see. Oh, okay. Did they not see what I did the previous turn?
Yes.
Well, I'm glad they destroyed the wrong lands. Thumbs up. Thumbs up. Yeah, someone's grind. Grab a Sunken for the turn. Yes. I like that. Preserve Castle Garenbrig. I could have grabbed it, but they might have had another Field of Ruin, which would have maybe taken out Castle. Perhaps. Sometimes I like to preserve Castle Garenbrig by simply not playing it. Pretty good. I'm practicing up with the Japanese trying to rush. Oh my goodness. Trying to rush death. Okay. That's basically it. I'll take it. Hard to say. I think it was pretty similar. Elite Samurai, 100%. I do the Shinobi Rush. I don't go with the Koka Township. Or the Kuro Storehouse, I mean. You get free farms around the building. I go with the Koka Township to, get a lot of good stuff. Go with your go blank. Oh, they don't go blank. They go jank. They're waiting for that Archdruid's charm, probably to take out Castle Garenbrig with Demolition Field. Cross your fingers that doesn't happen. Oh boy. Oh, the War Elephants. They are painful. Fortunately, I haven't faced them quite yet. Demolition Field, Castle, dead. They're doing it. Big time. Gotta do it. Hopefully I draw one. That's okay. Get him. Will not get land. That is unfortunate. But if I draw a Castle Garenbrig, it still could be okay. Oh my goodness.
Grant me revenge. And if you do not listen, then the hell with you.
As many style points as you can produce. Whoa! My goodness!
Nice. Man, I couldn't resist spamming those clips because, man, tonight has been perfect for the prediction. Again, I swear. Not pre-recorded. Had quite a few good moments. Maybe they have removal for Ghalta, a sweeper, I don't know. That's our best bet at the moment. I hope. Oh, they gotta... Oh. They fatal push the prosperous innkeeper. We have no chance. Fatal pushes. Oh man, it's good. It's good. They could again sweep our entire board. That's a very real possibility. The new black sweeper from Karlov Manor. Sometimes they just grab another fatal push and they're fatally dead. I hope. Kind of funny they drew a card that's completely useless. I love it. That's also an addictive part of this deck. Everything's big basically, and there are some certain cards that are good, but not so good against this. Wow. Gonna pay for to kill Ancient Imperiosaur and still die? I don't know, something? Okay. It's pretty good. Pretty good. You still die? Pugnacious Hammer Skull. But again, for the most part, usually I should always have a dinosaur. Maybe not for every deck that has the Llanowar Elves and Bone Crusher Giant and all that stuff. Ooh, that was good. Yes, it is Explorer legal. It came with Lost Caverns of Ixalan. I was very happy with it. Pugnacious makes perfect sense for some list that uses the Great Henge, cares about the creature with the greatest power. Turn 2 Pugnacious Hammer Skull off of a turn 1 Llanowar Elves or an Elvish Mystic could mean a turn 3 Great Henge. That would be, well, it would be more than great. Possibly. Great Henge would be reduced to 3, I believe. You could have 3 by turn 3, you could have 4 mana. But say you play the Great Henge for 3 and you have 3 mana, it can still tap for 2 green. So you could play some other small creature on turn 3. The turn that you drop the Great Henge, draw a card, gain some life. Very, very nice. Yes, Matthias. Heart of the cards. Absolutely. I think that's a fantastic nightcap tonight. I have a little bit farther of a site to go to for my construction job tomorrow. And maybe I'll get a little bit better sleep. I have to add the chapters as well. But lovely all around. Good examples and highlighting. Ancient Imperiosaur. Picture it. How would Vaultborn Tyrant have been? I think it went better than expected. No snowmobile. The snow is basically all gone, even though I am in northern Ontario. I do appreciate it that, well, there isn't much snow and I don't have to warm up my car in the morning. That's never been fun. Nah. The water is mostly melted. In a couple weeks we'll be going over to the island work. A little bit of demolition, timber framing, probably a bit of siding, stuff like that. But yeah, lots of fun. Hopefully you have a good night. Scorpion, Matthias, Cut, Paulo, eats chocolate. Lots of people. Almost broke my all-time record. Mad Dad Lab, Professor Everything. I think that's everyone. Yeah. JDX, all right. Joining right at the end. Yes. You got to do that late night chess ELO pushing, kind of like I have to do my late night. Well, I don't have to do it. I want to do it. Late night dinosaur grinding the ladder, grinding opponents to a dust. Devastating. I know, it's only been an hour. I could push it a little bit, but we'll leave it there for tonight. Hopefully the chess training, pushing, ranking up goes better. Grandmaster coming up one day, potentially. Hopefully everybody finds success and something they enjoy as much as I enjoy dinosaurs or Pokemon, whatever. Well, you never know. You never know. As long as you enjoy it. That's the most important thing. All right. Have a good rest of your night, morning, evening, afternoon, whenever it is. Have a good rest of your time zone. Take a big bite out of that like button. And a lifetime. Ooh, okay. Yeah, I guess you have to be a prodigy. Huh. Well, goes to show how much I know about chess. One day I'll play it. Play it on stream. It won't go so well. I bet. All right. See you next time. Peace. Candidate, huh? Yeah, I imagine that would be bad. Imagine anything ranking up. You're kind of just getting there, getting the skills, and you just reach it. It's not like it's going to be super easy, breezing through the levels. I don't imagine most things are easy, but rewarding, especially when you get to the next level, whatever it is. Now, Heaven, how's it going? Hopefully all is well. Lots of people joining in right at the end. Pretty much, no, that's all good. Hopefully you had a good Easter. Heaven, I had a lot of food, stuffed, a lot of cheesecake, blueberry cheesecake, homemade, that my wife whipped up. That was quite nice. Yes, I hope everybody had a good Easter. All that and more. Okay. Maybe I should wait a couple more seconds. The next person is going to join in. No. I'll start the countdown. Okay. Sleep good. Or whatever.